Welcome back, everybody. IGN Live from Gamescom 2016. I'm Damon Hatfield. It's time to take a look at Star Trek Bridge Crew. Justin is the lead social systems designer. Welcome to the show.
Good to be here.
Now, I played this game at E3. Super fun. It's a very manic, intense experience. But this is a Star Trek game that you've designed for VR, where you actually play as the Bridge Crew. And up to 4 players, and every player has their own very specific function they have to perform.
That's correct. In Star Trek Bridge Crew, you can play with a total of up to 4 players, as you say. One player takes the role of captain. Another player plays the role of helmsman. There's engineer. There's a tactical officer. And there's a lot of interdependencies in between the stations. So it really builds a true social VR experience. You're there on the bridge with these other people who you depend on to succeed at your Starfleet mission.
Yeah. I believe when I was playing it, our mission was to rescue some 4 unfortunate people who I think their ship had been destroyed and they were floating in space, if I'm remembering this correctly.
They were at a science space station where things had gone awry and the star there was about to go supernova.
Yeah, exactly. And the whole thing was probably 10, 15 minutes. So I guess what I wonder is that the general playtime that we should expect for a session, and then how many different types of missions should we expect?
Yes, about 15, 20 minutes is what we're aiming for. We find people are most comfortable that way, and it gives people allows us to maintain that intensity, give us a nice slow build to the exciting moments. As for the missions themselves, you are a member of the Aegis Bridge Crew, the USS Aegis. So the Aegis is a ship that's built for exploration. It's built for scouting. So you can anticipate some voyages into the unknown as the focus of the gameplay.
I see. Yeah. So this is obviously a VR game. Being made for Oculus Rift, PlayStation VR.
And the HTC Vive.
And Vive as well, okay. So it is a totally immersive experience. You are on the bridge, and you can look around and see all the other players there. And that's like the most...
One of the first things our captains do is they wave at the other crew members. And
yeah, that was one of the most fun parts because you use to make you use of the controllers, you can actually lift your arms. And this is actually how you play the game, right? Everyone has their own control console with buttons they need to press and levers that they need to push.
Yes, just like the show, just like the movie. You're moving, you're interacting with the control panel in front of you. You've got your phasers, you've got your photon torpedoes, you've got your energy allocation, and it works really well with the hand trackers because you're reaching out right there in front of you and moving those levers, pressing those buttons.
Yeah. So it's like it's super fun and it actually gets really intense, but it's also hilarious because you can look around to see everyone. Everyone's like, "Hey, what's up, everybody? We're on the Bridge Crew."
Yeah, we do. We show the full hands and arms.
Yeah.
So there's occasional, stylish moves happening there on the bridge.
Yeah, it really happens. But this is a game that's gonna be played online, right?
Yes, yes. You're in California.
Yeah.
I'm on the East Coast. You and I get together. We've got a friend in London. We play, and if we can't put together a full crew, we can also add an AI or an NPC bot to take one of the roles as well.
Yeah. And how do you choose who's going to be playing what role?
There is a briefing room that will be present. So just like in the shows, just like in the movies, you'll go to the briefing room and decide this mission, who's going to be the captain, who's going to take the other roles. So we'll decide there as we prepare for the mission itself.
I see. And then how are you handling matchmaking? Can I jump in with just my friends? Or can I jump in with random people online?
Either way. We figure most people will probably want to play with friends.
Yeah.
It's a game that really thrives on cooperation and having relationships existing where you trust people.
Yeah.
But also, if you don't have enough friends to immediately round out a crew, we will matchmake you on the internet as well.
And then, as you're playing through all these missions, is there any persistent part of the game? Anything where you're leveling up, gaining experience, collecting anything?
We've got 2 distinct ways to play, one of which is the campaign mode, so you're mostly invested in the story here, and the campaign allows you to take on these Starfleet missions where you're, like I mentioned before, exploring and scouting, these types of activities. There's also a way to play if you want to get out of the campaign and you just want a pickup mission. The game will create one of what we're calling the ongoing voyages for you, so you can play through the story, you can play just a one-off mission. As well, the way the stations operate, a new player will have comparatively few operations to do to kind of get them up to speed, and the more they play, the more tools there are available to those stations to better satisfy the missions.
Very cool. Yeah, I've played a few different VR experiences now. Star Trek Bridge Crew is one of the most fun that I've played.
Great.
I think they got a lot of Star Trek fans out there. They want a Star Trek game, but it's also like a fun party experience. I don't know, is that what you were going for, or did you find that the sort of humor and fun of it was sort of secondary, like a happy accident?
That sort of stuff is very emergent, right?
Yeah.
You get together with a group of your friends, and part of our social VR experience itself is building those relationships. So the game itself, you're going to have a lot of fun with, and a lot of the fun is going to come from knowing the people there on the bridge with you and introducing you to new friends.
Yeah.
So our job is to put you on the bridge, to give you some Star Trek missions to do. It's your job to think creatively, to solve those missions, and to have a great time with your friends doing it.
Very cool. You announced the release date today. It's November 29th.
November 29th.
All 3 platforms?
All 3 platforms.
Very cool. Justin, thank you so much for coming by.
Thanks a lot, Damon. Great to be here.
Stay tuned. More to come from IGN Live at Gamescom 2016 after this.